Hey, if we get in the back.
How happy you are for these. The first one is very simple. All you have to do is breathe.
Okay. Are we too tall in the front?
Welcome to Rigaud. I want to hear. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, bro.
I want to see how happy you are. Okay?
Wise one, here we go, wise one.
Is everyone here?
Come in, no, come on, lady.
Come on.
Back. Sorry.
Don't blink. Thank you. So, you know that. Let's go.
Yeah!
3, 2, 1.
Yeah! One more.
If you'd like to make it.
Then he talks about how somebody died with a shiv and all this other weird stuff. It's a very weird, yeah, it's a bit dark.
Great job. Jack was trying to explain to me, he was like, look at the entrance. Like, her dress is a transformer. It's crazy. It's so funny. What a table! Right?
Amazing.
What a table.
They should have used real candles instead of these.
I think this on, and that makes me like want to like shoulders.
I understand.
I remember.
Same room, just looks very similar.
They actually were individual notes to everybody. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. But they were individual notes to everybody.
No, that was just, I can't believe they did that. Handwritten? Oh my god.
Oh, is there like a note?
Yes. It looks at. So I think all 30 years, that's how we met. So we met our sophomore year in the fall. Thank you.
How about the Polaroid?
Yes.
But he was a brilliant. No, that music room is so sick. It's like, hey,
You could never look at her. So. Oh, and right here they have.
Nice to meet you, Carol. This is my wife.
she said, It's a mixture over 58.
Did you hear it? When you like drop it a little during the ceremony, it's like a little bit. It's like not all. Yeah, it sounds like a hydro ding ding. Yeah, it's like.
Nice to meet you, Mike. It's on the farm. They're together, all doing brokerage, but a different How are you?
Hello. So do we have some Oregon duck weather here or what? Yeah, go Ducks. So for any of you that may have been living under a rock the last couple days, I'm Michael Clue, father of the bride. Christy and I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you for traveling so far, taking all this time out of your busy schedules to be here with us to celebrate the wedding of Aaron and Sophia. We're blessed that you guys are here. I'd like to thank the groomsmen for getting Aaron to the altar. Good job. I'd like to thank Kimby and the bridesmaids for all the work you guys put in over the last 6-9 months to get us to this point. You've done a wonderful job. Thank you. I'd really like to thank Justin. What a fabulous job Justin did. Right here. Great job. I also want to thank the Andersons, Christy and Jerry. Without your generosity, this all wouldn't be possible. It's been a pleasure working with you guys to plan this event. It's a joy, and we can't wait to do more of this in the future with family. Now we're family. We're family events. This is going to be lovely. Spencer, you're a rock. Good job. Thank you. I also want to thank Kimberly and the staff at Château Rigaud. Karen, I'm sorry, Karen. My mistake, Karen. And the staff at Château Rigaud for putting on an outstanding event here. It has been wonderful. Great job. Great job, in difficult circumstances. Making the adjustment, it's turned out wonderful. We couldn't ask for anything more. And now, bond between a father and daughter is an amazing thing. There isn't anything that I wouldn't do for you. It's amazing how a little girl with a look could change a hardened man, a savage, into a teddy bear, bend him to her will, just with a look. You've grown into a beautiful young lady, and you're going to make an amazing wife and mother. I know that because you're raised by the best. Right here. As a father, your life becomes a series of events where you're trying to nurture your children and bring them along. And in my case, and a lot of fathers' case, it's a series of mundane drop-offs. The drop-off to the dance class, to gymnastics, the drop-off to ballet, and in first grade, it's the drop-off and the picture that mom has to have. Second grade, same thing. Third grade, fourth grade, drop-off picture, and we're just there trying to be for you. Mom likened it to NASCAR. For all of you snobs out there, Formula One. Okay? We're here as the pit crew. You're the driver, we're the pit crew, and we're trying to get you around that track in a drop-off. Make sure that you can just keep on progressing, moving forward, and getting around that track. The drop-offs, as we got older, turned into high school pickups, drop-offs to football games, and then it was pickups. The pickup from the house parties. Okay, that became the most important thing for me. Was I want to make sure that you're in a safe environment. Okay, and so 1 a.m. pickup with her and the girlfriends. They are all piling in back and giggling, a buzz, and somehow they forget I'm in the front seat and I'm hearing what they're saying, and you're like, really? My lips are sealed. I'll never tell.
I don't remember.
I know you don't. The hardest drop-off I had was taking Sophie to American University of Paris. Her freshman year, fall semester. Foreign country, the girl doesn't speak the language. In an apartment, I mean, what could go wrong, right? The only solace I had was she was coming with her friend, Erin. And so we had a week to prepare, and Lauren, Lauren was here with me. We did a drop off together. Lauren's dropping off the younger brother, and here I am. And let me tell you, while I enjoyed it, that was the worst week of my life. Because I'm dropping off my little girl, and I'm going to be an ocean away. And it was, each day as you got closer, it was agonizing. And so I had a little Darren, you remember? We had a little sit down. I had to lay it on thick with Aaron, and it's not fair. I piled this on this poor kid. And I said, listen, this is my little girl, Sophie. I need you to keep her safe. Look after her. And he promised he would. That day that I left was the most agonizing day of my life. But Aaron came through. He came through in a big way. He protected her so well that on the Paris terrorist attacks, the Bataclan terrorist attacks, this guy had whisked her away to Italy, kept her out of trouble the whole time. We're trying, as parents, we're trying to get a hold of these kids, and we can't get a hold of them. They're on the night train to Italy. We didn't know it. They didn't tell us that because Dad had said, hey, the phone bill last month was just a little insane. You need to stop with the social media and being on the cellular. Only connect when you're on Wi-Fi. So 24 hours of agony.
Yeah.
We can't get a hold of these two, thinking the worst. They roll on into the local Marriott. What town were you in Italy?
Venice.
Venice. Okay, in Venice. About noon, their phones blow up, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, something's happened." We're like, so they call. Biggest relief ever. The fact that she ran off to Italy with Aaron, no problem. I was happy as could be that they were safe. Aaron protected her. So, here we are again. And as you can tell, over the course of their schooling here in France, they became something more than friends. And it's blossomed into a beautiful relationship. And now I'm at my last drop off. We're back at the scene of the crime. You stole my heart when you're a little girl. Aaron, you never stood a chance. She stole your heart here in France, and now I'm here at the last drop off. And I couldn't be happier. So, if we could, maybe we need to get. Do you have some glasses? I'd like to offer a toast for everybody. Let's get this. Get the juice poured here.
No, you pour it.
So, I couldn't be happier on this last drop off. I'd like to offer a toast to the bride and groom. May they have a long, happy, healthy, and fruitful life together. Go Ducks! Now my beautiful wife Christy would like to do the blessing.
He's always fun, Dad, and I'm like this business mom, so here we go. So if you would bow your heads with me, I'd appreciate it. Heavenly Father, thank you for this glorious day and for this momentous occasion. We are so grateful for all of the family and friends that are here today, as well as those who were unable to be here, all of whom support and surround this couple of love. Lord, I ask that the love that has been between Aaron and Sophia and that has brought them together, that continue, and may their home be filled with laughter and love and the light of your Spirit. Lord, please bless this meal and the hands that prepared it, and in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
And
Everybody's casserole. I was like,
My parents are very proud.
Left with 18 on the base.
Every single kid I get to watch.
And almost always, you catch them on it.
But if I have not, my name is Kimberly, and I have the absolute privilege of being Sophie's maid of honor. First thing, I just want to thank you all for coming out tonight. And then I also want to give a big thanks to Sophie and Aaron's families, not only for just having us all here tonight, but also for just raising two of the most wonderful human beings that we all get to celebrate here this week. So thank you. Alright, so Sophie and I met in college. One might think that our friendship was bound to happen between the 6 a.m. practices, the long game days, and traveling across the country to cheer for our favorite team. We spent a lot of time together. But it was the other moments that made this friendship what it is. It was the Novo dinners, the laughs and the tears shared on your couch, rallying to go out after cheering a football game at 7 p.m. in the pouring rain. It was Sophie night, it was vacations in Kauai, and all the late nights studying together in the J-Claw. We even had a nutrition class together, except I don't really know if you count me taking the quiz for both of us while she was out at dinner.
there we go, there it is.
But regardless, Sophie and I spent a lot of time together throughout college, and our friendship was solidified. And even though we haven't lived in the same city since, that hasn't changed a thing. I know that she is always there for me, whether I need support, a laugh, or just some girl time. I know I can always count on you, Soph. You have been with me through so much, and I have watched you mature into the confident, thoughtful, and beautiful woman that you are today. I feel so lucky to call you my best friend, and I love you forever. Now, if we rewind a little bit to when I first met Soph, she was fresh off her study abroad in Paris, and I used to joke that she couldn't go one conversation without subtly mentioning that she studied abroad in Paris. However, at the time, I did not realize how pivotal that was to her future, because that is where Aaron and Sophie started dating. I believe we are 9 years to the week of when you guys left for Paris. Crazy. Now, the thing is, by the time that Soph and I met, we got close. Her and Aaron were not together. So I had never met him, but I am a ride or die for Sophie, so I was not his biggest fan. Let's say that. However, eventually it was time for me to meet Aaron in person, and immediately that changed. Aaron, it has been an absolute pleasure to get to know you. Your calm, level-headed man of few words, and you know how to make those subtle jokes that just bring the whole room to laughter. It has been even more of a pleasure, though, watching you and seeing how happy that you make my best friend. You're both equally amazing individuals, but together you just bring out the best in each other. The two of you together is undeniable, and it just makes sense. I think all of us in this room can see that the love that you two share is real. It has been tried and tested, and you have grown stronger because of it. And I know it will likely continue to be tested because that's just how life is. But I can say without a doubt that the two of you will continue to build a beautiful life together, filled with so much love, laughter, and happiness, and so many countless memories. So if you have a glass, let's go ahead and raise it and give a toast to the Andersons.
Hello? Hello? Here we go. How's everyone doing? Good? If we've never met, I'm Spencer, and I'm incredibly honored and proud to be standing up here today as Aaron's best man. I'd like to begin by thanking the Clue and Anderson families for hosting just such a gorgeous wedding in such an amazing and beautiful place. I think we can all agree that ceremony was just unbelievable. One of the reasons this wedding is so special to me and why I'm so honored to be standing up here is, I feel lucky to have built special relationships with both the bride and the groom. I've considered them both best friends for well over a decade now, and I love them dearly. While preparing for this speech, as it is my first time visiting France, I took it upon myself to do a little bit of research on the region, and also some of the common traditions of a French wedding. So one that really caught my eye is the long-standing tradition of delivering a French onion soup to the newlyweds in the early morning hours of their wedding. So this is an open invite. Whoever's down, sure Karen can get something arranged. You hear a little knock on the door at 3, 4, or 5 in the morning. It's just me with the French onion soup, just honoring the cultural norms of this country. Aaron, I've known Aaron since middle school. I'm proud to say, we've been best of friends since then. I remember freshman year pairing up with you, Aaron, for the river trip. I think that was, one of the first times we really felt like we were being friends for a long time. We kayaked down to Colorado River in Arizona, some fun times. I think immediately I was drawn to, your kindness, your quiet confidence, your humility, and those one-line zingers that we all know and love from Aaron. If you know, you know. It's been such an honor to share so many memories with you, as we matured throughout our high school years and later on stayed close even at different universities. Those high school years were particularly special, and I think about those memories often. For many summers in a row, the Anderson household in Sherwood was pretty much a second home for myself and the other guys in our tight-knit friend group, or as Jerry liked to affectionately label us, the thugs. It was pretty much a playground for us. There was a lake, so we had cliff jumping, we had fishing, tennis, a pool, in the later years, plenty of places to sneak a beer or two. Sorry, Christy and Jared, you guys were always the fun parents anyways. In fact, I'd be remiss without mentioning the hospitality they provided us. They allowed us to come over oftentimes unannounced, late night, early morning. They just loved having us there, and we loved being there. The absolute highlight of this era, I would say, was our decision to camp on a small island in the middle of Sherwood Lake. For many, many nights, I would say, we did that. We had countless nights spent there, and if that island could talk, it would probably report, lots of high school humor, which hasn't changed much, I'd say. Some dangerous bonfires, and most importantly, some of my fondest, best memories spent with Aaron. Fast forward to today, my fiance Sarah and I are really excited to moving into the same neighborhood as Sophie and Aaron next week. So that's really exciting for as we went our separate ways to college, myself and Sophie attended the University of Oregon, go Ducks, while Aaron attended USC. We always made it a point to visit each other often, meeting each other's friends, and seeing what it was like to be a Duck or a Trojan, so I got to meet a lot of these guys here. This included one trip Aaron and Miles made freshman year, driving 14 hours from South Central LA to Eugene, Oregon in one stretch, which meant a lot to me and was a really special trip. One of my core memories during this time is later on during my junior year. I'm at a day party with lots of people, and I hear, "Hey Spencer, isn't that your high school buddy?" And I look over, and who else but Aaron is hopping out of an Uber curbside. No text, no heads up. Just Aaron in Eugene, Oregon, one random Saturday, and as happy as I was to see him, it immediately occurred to me that these were no longer Spencer trips, these were Sophie trips. And if you know Aaron, you know that this is not that surprising. He flies under the radar with his calm, cool, collected personality, and he simply walked up to me and shook my hand and said, "Yo." Now I'd like to chat a little bit about the bride, if I may, or should I say Mrs. Sophie Anderson. I've always really cherished my friendship with Sophie, and we've always shared a very similar sense of humor, I would say. This is probably why we were a nightmare for Mrs. Bryant in senior year high school math, as we sat in the back row, and I have a vivid memory of Sophie daring me to do a fake sneeze as many times in a row as I could. I think I hit like 7 or 8. It was pretty ridiculous. To know Sophie is to know she is the hostess with the mostest, as they say. When you are invited to her place, she makes sure your glass is never empty, your plate is always full, and you are made to feel right at home. Her yearly Christmas parties, if you've been to those, are great evidence of this. And Sophie, she brings out the best in people. She's kind, she's thoughtful, she's loyal, and she brings out the best, especially in Aaron. They complement each other perfectly, and it has been so special to watch the relationship grow and flourish over time. So I'd like to wrap this up by just saying how happy I am for you two, how proud I am to call you both best friends. So if you have a glass, let's raise it to these two amazing people. Wish them nothing but the best in their marriage, full of just love, happiness, adventure, and many, many more annual Christmas parties.